Hello and welcome to Strange Solutions. My name is Darren. I am your host and I play Arkham Horror the Living card game. Today I have decided to give Marie a chance in Arkham Horror, so here we are. So not exactly sure how long I'm going to play today. My goal is to do more than one scenario, but we'll see how it goes. I may do a scenario, take a short break to set up, etc., and then do another scenario, etc., etc. But other than that, I do want to just make a few notes about the game. So I am playing in Tabletop Simulator. I did have the mod before it shut down, so I did get to keep that. With that being said, I do own all of these cards. I do play it in person, but for streaming purposes, I find that a digital means of showing that is a little better than doing it live, just in my personal opinion, with physical cards. So I'm going to use Tabletop Simulator and continue to show off this fantastic game until someone from Asmodee potentially says stop doing that. I am going to pre-apologize that I am playing, or I am at home, as you would probably guess, and they're doing some work outside my home. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's what's going on there. So just keep that in mind as I continue throughout the stream here. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and just get started. Just a couple of quick notes. Let me change this to this. Let me move that real quick. Alright, I'm going to take a quick look at Marie. So Marie Lambeau is the entertainer. She has 4 willpower, 4 lore, 1 combat, and 3 agility. She is performer and sorcerer traded. And it says, while you have 1 or more doom among cards you control, you may take an additional action during your turn, which can only be used to play spell cards or activate spell action abilities. Her Elder Sign effect is +1, and you may add 1 doom or remove 1 doom from a card that you control. Her deck building is, of course, she has a deck size of 30. She has spell cards level 0 to 5, mystic cards level 0 to 3, neutral cards level 0 to 5, and occult cards level 0, and up to 5 other seeker and or survivor cards that are level 0 as well. I'm not sure if I said that. And then her deck building requirements is Mystifying Song, her signature, Baron Samity, her signature weakness, and 1 random basic weakness. And my random basic weakness was Indebted, and I have an arcane research, so that's why I started off with a horror. Now, silly me did not think, you know what, give me just a moment. Boop, there we go. There is her deck list. So, fairly what I would call standard deck list. I do have a couple of Hawkeye folding cameras that can help her willpower and her lore, which I think is good. I have the 1 Occult Lexicon. I have 2 Mists of Riley, 2 Shriveling, 1 Hallowed Mirror. I have a couple of Fine Clothes, a couple of David Renfield, 2 Arcane Studies, the 1 Arcane Research, 2 Deny Existence, 1 Eldritch Inspiration, 2 Lucky, 2 Moonlight Ritual, 1 Storm of Spirits, 1 Ward of Protect, 2 Wards of Protection, 2 Enraptured, 2 Prophecy, and 2 Unexpected Courage. So that's what we've got going on there. We'll just go ahead and just minimize that. Okay. And that's basically what's going on in her deck. So let's go ahead and just give it a little shuffle. I did not pull out the book, but I'll just go ahead and we're starting in Agenda 1A. It is got a Doom threshold of 6, and Act 1A, the Awakening needs 3 clues per investigator, so in our case, 3 clues. We start off here in the theater, and I think we are pretty much ready to begin. So let's draw our 5 cards, our opening hand. Let's go ahead and change this to Investigation Phase. So I think David Renfield's going to be a pretty good starting card in this particular case, because I do need, I'm going to need money pretty quick. I do wish I had a good way to kill him pretty fast. I do have a Moonlight Ritual. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the David Renfield, I'm going to stick with the Moonlight Ritual, and I'm going to stick with a Fine Clothes, because Fine Clothes is a fairly nice soak. And if I happen to run into Poltergeist before I get a spell out, it'll be a good way to help take care of them. So let's go ahead and we'll just draw up 2 more cards. Alright, and we got the Arcane Studies and an Enraptured. Arcane Studies is just a bit of a placeholder. It'll probably just be mostly for icons at the beginning here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We have our 3 actions. We're in the theater. You know what I did not do? Let me just go up here. Let me make this that. That way I can go up there faster. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is, first action, I'm going to spend 2 resources to play David Renfield. David Renfield is a 2-cost Mystic asset. He is Ally and Patron traded, and he takes the Ally slot. It says while he has at least 1 Doom on him, you get +1 Willpower. And he has the fast action Exhaust David Renfield, and I may place let me try that again. Exhaust David Renfield. You may place 1 Doom on him, and you gain 1 resource for each Doom on David Renfield. So I am actually going to go ahead and use that fast action to exhaust him, put a Doom on him, and I gain a resource. Fast action. Then I'm going to, second action, I'm going to spend a resource to put out some Fine Clothes. Would like to have a way to help get clues, but we'll think about that again here in a moment. And then I think I'm going to use my last action to move. So we're going to move to the lobby. Been a little back and forth on how best to do this, and I think this seems good. So I'm going to start off here in the lobby. It is a 4-shroud location with 1 clue per investor, or just 1 clue, period, sorry. It has the forced reaction when it is revealed. Put 2 of the set-aside lobby doorway locations into play at random, and then you can take 2 actions here to draw 3 cards. So we will go ahead and look at this. We'll get the lobby doorway locations, give them a little shuffle. We'll take 1 out and put it back. The other 2 are going to go here, and here. And let's just do that so we know that those are all connected. All right, that is my first investigation phase. So let's go ahead and move on to the enemy phase. There are currently no enemies in play. Upkeep phase, we will ready Renfield. Let me just push that to 45. We will ready our actions. We will draw a card, which is a prophecy, and we will gain a resource. Then we will move to the Mythos phase, add a Doom, and we will draw an encounter card. Our first encounter card of the game is Twisted to His Will. It is pact traded. It has the revelation. If there is no Doom in play, it gains Surge. Otherwise, test Will X, where X is the amount of Doom in play, and then if I fail, I discard 2 cards from my hand at random. So there is Doom in play. There is currently 2. There's one on the agenda and one on David Renfield. I am going to just take this straight. So I'm a 4-5 because of David Renfield. 2-2. I feel fairly okay with that, so I'm going to take it 5v2. Chaos Bag says +1, so I do succeed. And that goes away. Alright. So we are now to our investigation phase. I'm wondering if I should have put out a turn tracker, but I don't know that I'm that concerned about that. Well, actually reconsidering putting out Arcane Studies. I'm going to hold on to it for now. I think my first action is going to be to move into this lobby doorway location. This lobby doorway location is the lighting box. It is a 4-shroud location with 1 clue per investigator. It is private traded, and it says while you are in the lighting box, increase the resource cost of each card in your hand by 2, and has a victory value of 1. Well, I maybe should have played that first. We are going to go ahead and fast action. We are going to exhaust David Renfield. We are not going to place another Doom on him because that is a May trigger, but we are going to go ahead and gain a resource. Then wow, that being a 4 shroud is real rough. I think I'm going to use an action to move back out, and then an action to move up here. So let's just go down here. This David Renfield ability is a fast action, so we moved and moved. And this lobby doorway location is the box office. It has a shroud value of 2 and 0 clues. It has the action gain 5 resources, and remember that you, quote, stole from the movie box, stole from the box office, end quote. Group limit once per game. Alright, so that is my 3 actions. Enemy phase, there are currently no enemies. Upkeep phase, we will ready David Renfield. We will flip our tokens. We will draw a card. And we will gain a resource. Mythos phase, we will add a Doom. We are currently 3 out of 6. And draw an encounter card. Encounter card is Twisted to his will. If there's no doom in play, twisted to his will gain surge. Well, we've had this twice. Otherwise, test willpower X, where X is the amount of doom in play, and if I fail, I discard 2 cards from my hand at random. Well, I really don't want to fail this at this point. So I will go for 5 to 3. I'm going to go ahead and commit Prophecy, because it will have 2 question marks, because there are 3 doom in play. And that just, so it has 2 question marks. So 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. Chaos Bag says -1. That's a success. Nice. Alright, so while I am here, I am going to go ahead and exhaust David Renfield. I'm not going to put another doom on him and just gain the 1 resource. I'm going to spend 2 resources. First action, I'm going to play an Arcane Studies. I will just put it here in the Tarot slot because I probably won't have any Tarot. I'm going to use an action to move. Increase the resource card of each card by 2. So ward would cost 3 there. I'm going to use my last action to investigate here. So I'm currently a 4 to a 2. Or pardon me, a 4 to a 4. So I will go 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put all 3 of this into this. So I'll be 7 versus 4. So -3 or better. There's the -4, of course. It's kind of what I expected. That was actually during the Investigator Phase. I'm bad about change that. I'm going to try and be better. Enemy Phase, there are currently no enemies on the board. Upkeep Phase, we will ready David Renfield. We'll flip these over. We'll draw a card and gain a resource. We will go to the Mythos Phase. We will add a doom. We are currently 4 out of 6. And draw an encounter card, which is Spires of Carcosa. Spires of Carcosa has the revelation effect to attach to my location and place 2 doom on that location. And then it says if there is no doom on the attached location, discard Spires of Carcosa. And it has the action Investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues here, remove 1 doom from the location. Well, that is kind of terrible. Should I have warded that, maybe? So I actually will. I'm going to backtrack just a teeny bit. I am going to spend 1 to ward that. And I'll take a horror. Thought for about 3 seconds putting it on Renfield. So get rid of this doom, and this gets discarded. Alright. Yeah. Because that was going to be not great. Kind of wish I had a spell about right now. These shroud values of 4 are the worst. I think I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Renfield and get a resource. I'm going to move, that's fast action, I'm going to move over here to the lighting box. I'm going to investigate the lighting box. I'll be a 4, 5. 6 to 4. +1. Alright, that got me that clue. I gotta do better using the doodads for that. Alright, and then last action, I'm going to move back out of here. I don't want to be stuck here where stuff's expensive. Alright, that was during the Investigator Phase. Still doing bad about that. Alright, Enemy Phase. There are currently no enemies to speak of. Upkeep Phase, we will ready Renfield. We'll flip those. Draw a card. Gain a resource. Mythos Phase, we'll add a Doom. We are currently 5 out of 6. And draw an encounter card, which is Spires of Carcosa again? I did shuffle this. I'm positive, but I'm getting a lot of doubles. Huh. Well, let's grab a Doom. Well, at this point, almost no reason to not, because I'm probably not getting those and killing Renfield all in this particular turn. So I am going to go into the Investigator Phase. We are going to first fast action, exhaust Renfield. We're going to put an additional Doom on him and get 2 resources. A little nervous that I've got the big monster guy coming out soon and not really any way to deal with him, but we'll see. We're going to investigate here. Will be a 4 versus a 4. I'm going to just commit Unexpected Courage and be a 6 versus a 4. 7, 8 versus a 4. Ugh, I hate doing it. -1. So that succeeded. I'm going to grab the clue. Next action, I am going to move to the balcony. The balcony is a 2-shroud location with 1 clue per investigator. It says forced after you perform a move action during which you move from the balcony to the theater, take 2 damage. Has a victory value of 1. And we are going to go ahead and use our final action to investigate here. We are a 4 to 1, or pardon me, 2. Chaos Bag gives us a skull, which is just a -1. Wow. So that gets us 3 clues. And gets rid of that. Alright. So, I am going to spend the 3 clues to advance the act. Did take 3 clues and not any particular time, so I want to get going because I am getting the enemy soon too. His final bow is Act 1B. We have to choose one of the set-aside locations at random, put that location in play, and spawn the set-aside Man of the Pallid Mask at that location instead of his normal spawn location. And then I will advance to one of the 3 copies of Act 2A at random and remove the other 2 from the game without looking at them. So I'm going to set this aside. Let's do this first. So we'll get the Backstage Locations. Get the Backstage Locations. Get the 1 single lobby doorway location. Without looking, I'm just looking at my keyboard. I'm going to hit... I'm going to shuffle it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and the top one will be where he goes to. Backstage. Lobby. Backstage. Okay. So let's take care of this real quick. So this will go here. We'll just connect that. We'll go and grab the man in the pallid mask. He comes to there. We will... What are we doing? Now we'll go... So one of the 2A, we'll pull off those 3. Whoops. Give them a little shuffle. That was weird. That will be the one that we go to. This goes away. These go away. The objective of Act 2 is when the man in the pallid mask would be discarded from play, we advance. We have completed the Investigator Phase, Enemy Phase. There are currently still no enemies in play. Upkeep Phase, we will ready Renfield. We will flip these over. We'll draw a card. And gain a resource. We go to the Mythos Phase, where we will add a Doom, but we are currently at the Doom threshold, so we will remove all Doom in play. When that Doom gets removed, this goes here. I'm going to just give this a little shuffle. Random deck is random. And we advance. Now this one I'm not going to put far because we'll be coming back to this one most likely. The Emissary's message, we search all set-aside cards and victory display for the Royal Emissary enemy and spawn it in the theater. I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I think somebody's going to be coming in here in a moment. And maybe that's going to be loud. So the Royal Emissary is 4 combat, 4 health, 2 agility, monster, and elite traded. He preys on the lowest willpower on the players, it doesn't matter. Forced at the end of the enemy phase, each investigator at the enemy's at the Royal Emissary's location or connecting location takes 1 horror, and he is Massive Hunter and has the retaliate keywords. So that's that. We need to draw an encounter card, which we get. Black Stars Rise. It is a test of lore of 4. If I fail, I must either place a Doom on the current agenda or take 1 horror for each point that I fail by. And this can cause the current agenda to advance. So I am a 4v4 on this. So that's what I'm going to take it. 4v4. Chaos Bag says 0, so I succeed. So I don't have to use my lucky. That's kind of good. Now I'm in a situation though, because I don't want to move yet. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust Renfield, put a resource or put a Doom on him and gain a resource. My first action is going to be draw a card. Just another fine close. I think my next action is going to be to draw a card. Would really like to see an actual spell here. I know they're in there. And then I'm going to use my last action to gain a resource. Pardon me. I got choked. Alright, enemy phase. The enemy is the Royal Emissary. He has Hunter. He cannot come to the balcony from here because it's not connected that way, so he has to go to here. Then at the end of the enemy phase, I will take a Horror, which I'm going to put on David Renfield. He's no, I kind of want to put that damage on him. So I'm going to put it on the Fine Clothes, and the Fine Clothes goes away. Alright. Upkeep Phase, Renfield will ready. These flip over. We will draw a card. Where's the camera? And gain a resource. Mythos Phase, we will add a Doom. And draw an encounter card, which is a Peril card, or one of these Whispers cards. Whispers in my head, Dread.
Hey, let's go ahead.
Sorry. Revelations secretly add Whispers in my head to my hand. I cannot move more than once each turn. Blech. And double action to discard it from hand. Well, that is fantastic. Alright. We're at the Investigator Phase. I need to be able to get away from the big jellyfish, and being able to only move once is terrible. So I'm going to use double action to discard this. Ugh. Renfield is probably dying at this point, so I'm going to exhaust him, put a Doom on him, and gain 2 resources. As silly as this seems, I'm going to use a resource to play out Fine Clothes. And that's my final action. Alright. Enemy phase. The Royal Emissary will move to the balcony. It is massive, so it does not engage with me, but it will do 2 damage, which I will put on David Renfield. Then at the end of the enemy phase, he will put a Horror on me, which I'm going to put on the Fine Clothes. I'm trying to keep my Horror at above -3 for right now, but we'll see how much longer that lasts. Alright, Upkeep Phase, there's nothing to ready. We will flip these, draw a card, and gain a resource. Now what is this? Well, that'd be nice if I had a way to do some damage to this guy. Do extra damage to this guy. Alright. Mythos Phase. We'll add a Doom. We are currently 2 out of 6. We'll draw our encounter card, which is Poltergeist. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Alright. Well, we're at the Investigator Phase. First action is going to be to spend 3. 1, 2, 3. And fight with Storm of Spirits. Fight this attack uses willpower instead of combat. If you succeed, instead of its standard damage, this attack deals 2 damage to each enemy at your location. And if a skull, cultist, tablet, elder thing, or autofail symbol is revealed during this attack, deal 1 damage to each investigator at your location. So we will be a 4 versus a 3. I think it's probably a little late in the game for the Hawkeye camera, so we're going to go ahead and commit that to be 5. We'll commit Eldritch Inspiration to be 6. We'll pay a resource to be 7 versus 3. Chaos Bag says +1. The Poltergeist is dead. And I gotta look at it again, the card, actually, because I am not usually a Mystic player. Storm of Spirits. This attack deals 2 damage to each enemy at your location. Whoops. Now the Royal Emissary has 2 damage on him. Alright. Now I am going to attempt to evade the Royal Emissary. I am currently a 3 versus a 2. I am going to commit Moonlight Ritual to be a 4 versus a 2, and I have a lucky in hand, and I really need it to go off today. -1, okay. Well, I succeeded without that, so I have evaded him. And I'm going to take the dive. I'm going to move from the balcony to the theater and take 2 damage. That's my final action. Alright, that is the Investigator Phase. Enemy Phase, I do get a Horror. Upkeep Phase, I will flip these. We will draw a card. Uh-oh. And gain a resource. So that might be her signature. Her signature is a 3-cost event with 2 wild icons. Mystifying Song, Spell Song, Marie Lambeau deck only. Fast, play when the agenda would advance by reaching its doom threshold. Until the end of the phase, the agenda cannot advance by reaching its doom threshold. Resolve or remove this from the game. So it looks like that's a great card to dump to a test. Alright, that is the Upkeep Phase. Mythos Phase, we will add a Doom. Do need to kill that guy. I hope I draw an actual spell soon. And go for this. Dissonant Voices. That is probably fine. Alright, so we're going to use an action to go here. To the Backstage. Backstage is a 3-shroud location with 1 clue. At forced, when it is revealed, put 2 of the set-aside backstage doorway locations into play at random. While you're at the backstage, each hidden treachery card in your hand counts as 3 cards instead of 1 for the purposes of counting your hand size. Let's get these. Backstage. Backstage. Give them a quick shuffle. We'll just put 1 here, 1 here. Alright. This is the Investigator Phase. I have moved. Okay, I'm going to move again into here, mostly because I want to make sure this doesn't have some rats in it. Alright, it is the Rehearsal Room. It is a 1-shroud location with 1 clue per investigator. It says forced after you succeed by 2 or more while investigating the Rehearsal Room, you take a Horror. And it has a victory value of 1. I am actually going to use my last action to investigate the room, not use the investigate action on the man in the pallid mask. So I'm a 4v2. Chaos Bag says 0. So I do get that clue. Oops. And that's my turn. Upkeep Phase. We will flip these. Draw a card. Gain a resource. Goes away. Mythos Phase. We will add a Doom. Ugh, come on, game. Oh, we skipped the enemy phase, kind of. He would have been ready last time, so he should have moved, and he would just move here. It is connected. I wish it did it in damage, but it does not. Alright, Mythos Phase, we added a Doom? I think so. I'm not going to re-record or stop doing this for that. If I forgot it, oh well. Treachery King's Edict is pack traded revelation. Why do I keep doing that? Each cultist enemy in play move one clue from that to the enemy. Blah 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 blah. Okay, it gains surge because nothing was moved. And we get a fanatic. Revealed location with the most clues. After he enters play, you move one clue from him to the to him, and when he's defeated, you take control of his clues. It's probably here. That's bad. Did not want to have to go back through a guy on the way back. So we're at the Investigator Phase. Oh, I should have had a horror from the investigation when I was 2 versus a 4, or 4 versus a 2. I pulled a 0, so I should have taken a horror at the beginning of the game. So, sorry about that. Or at that last investigation. So now we're going to do the investigation on the Man in the Pallid Mask. So the Man in the Pallid Mask has 4 combat, 3 health, 4 agility. He is humanoid and elite. He is spawn at the furthest location from all investigators normally. He has the aloof keyword. He has the action investigate. Your location gets +2 shroud for this investigation. And if you succeed, instead of discovering clues, defeat the Man in the Pallid Mask. Well, that's going to be the means that I'm going to use to defeat him. So this is a 3 test. So I am a 4 versus a 3. Huh. I think I'm gonna just take it. No, I'll commit a Moonlight Ritual to be a 5 versus a 3. Chaos Bag says -2. So it's good that I did that. So I did not succeed by 1 or more. So I don't take a horror, but I do defeat the Man in the Pallid Mask. So we will just go ahead and move him here because we know we do that. So when the Man in the Pallid Mask will be discarded from the play, advance. Spires of Hali. Instead of discarding the Man in the Pallid Mask, move him to the lobby, which I have just done. It says add 2 Elder Thing tokens to the Chaos Bag. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Elder Thing tokens. Boop. Boop. Let's put this one back. To the Chaos Bag. Give it a shuffle. Alright. Place 1 horror on each private location. Till the end of the scenario, this represents flooding water. When you would leave the location, test agility 2. If you fail, take a damage and cancel the move. Ugh. And then this just stays nearby as a reminder. And then now we're at Curtain Call. While the Man in the Pallid Mask is not in play, the lobby gains action resign. Forced at the end of the round, place 1 horror on each location. with no horror that is connected to a location with horror, and if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. So let's grab a horror token. We are certainly going to have to probably... So this is private. This is private. I think this is just almost everything. This is private. I think the backstage doorway is not. The theater is not. The lobby is not. The lighting box is. Box office is. And the balcony is not. Alright. Boy, howdy, I wish I had a way to kill that fanatic. Maybe I can draw another Storm of Spirits. I've got very limited time because I've only got 2 more Doom till things go boom. I guess I've got to just try. I'm going to draw a card. There's a Shriveling. Now that's finally something. So we are going to spend 3. 1, 2, 3 to play Shriveling. Now I actually need to look at her ability. While you have 1 or more Doom among cards you control, you may take an additional action this turn, which can only be used to play spell cards or activate spell activation abilities. I do not have anything with Doom on me, so that does nothing. I feel a little better though about this particular turn. I'm going to use my last action to just gain a resource. I know things are a little scary, but we'll see how we go here. So we go to the enemy phase. The Royal Emissary will move to the backstage. And I take a horror. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card. Just don't be the Baron. Okay, gain a resource. Let's flip these real quick. Mythos phase, we'll add a Doom. We are currently 5 out of 6. And draw an encounter card, which is... Oh, no, 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 no. I did not need a Frozen in Fear right now. Oh my god, that's got to be the worst. Ugh. Okay. Oh. Boop. Boop. I don't think... Okay, yeah, that's it for now. Alrighty. Well, you know what I'm going to do. Just so I don't have to come up here every time. I'm going to take that, make a copy of it that I can see down here. So it's an Agility 2 test? Ugh. Alright, well, I'm going to make an attempt to move. This takes 2 actions. I am a 3 versus that 2. And I'm going to commit Amplifying Song to be 5 versus 2. Come on, Chaos Bag, don't be mean to me. 5 versus 2? Minus 3 is 2. Yeah, it's 2. Nice. So I do get to move. That was exactly I needed to be able to move. The Fanatic will engage me. Alright. Then I will use my last action to Shriveling the Royal Emissary. So he's a 4. I'm a 4. I'm going to commit prophecy. Does this get... No, there's only 5 doom in play. So that gets plus... That gives me +2, so I'm 6 versus 4. 7, 8 versus 4. Chaos Bag says -1. So I do get rid of the Royal Emissary. That was a very, very much needed thing to happen, because when he's defeated, remove all Doom from in play, reset the agenda back to Agenda 1A, and then place 3 Doom on that agenda. So I will just go ahead and save myself a little time, do that, do that. Alright, now I must... I keep forgetting to change this. Now I must do my curtain call. Not curtain call. Frozen in Fear. So this is a, pardon me, a willpower test of 3. I am a 4 versus a 3. No, we'll just do 4 versus 3. That's the auto fail. Boo. Alright. Enemy phase, I'll take a damage. Upkeep phase, we flip these. What did I draw from the bag on this shriveling test? Was it just a number? I think it was just a number. Oh well. Okay. Well, there's all my shrivelings at the bottom of the deck. Upkeep phase is over. Mythos phase. We'll add a Doom. We are 4 out of 6. Draw an encounter card, which is Poltergeist. Ugh. Alright, well, this is going to be a very exciting turn, let me tell you. So we are going to use this, we're going to go to the Investigator phase. We are going to use our first 2 actions, because of stupid Frozen in Fear, to fight, using Shriveling, the Fanatic. That puts us at a 4 versus a 3. 5 versus a 3. Chaos Bag. 0. That gets rid of the Fanatic. We do get that clue. We are going to use an action to fight the Poltergeist. We are again a 4 versus a 3. We're gonna just take it at that. Chaos Bag. That's the Elder thing. That puts me at a 0. Oh, goodness. He's a 3, right? Yep. That's bad. I think it's over, because I take a horror, and then from Shriveling, and then during the enemy phase, the Poltergeist will hit me for 2. So yeah, there we go. This was just a test. I'm probably not going to go ahead. I had originally considered playing some more. It's fine. Excuse me, sorry. Just wanted to just test out how things were going with this. I will probably watch the recording of it just to see how things are going. Didn't seem like people were watching, which is fine. I did not honestly expect to get much from this, but I did want to go ahead and do another live test with Tabletop Simulator. I also have a new computer, so I'm hoping that, or not a new computer, I have had a new computer for a little while. I did a couple of upgrades to it to make it run a little smoother. I am still waiting for my webcam, so look forward to that coming. But other than that, you know, this went extremely well. I really like how things worked here. I will be using Octagon primarily in the future. For most things, I just wanted to use this to kind of give it a test because I do plan on using this for my own version of the Investigator games, which are probably not going to start tomorrow, but the following Sunday. And then I will continue. My plan is to do Investigator games on Sundays, every Sunday. Uh, my planned start time is probably around 5. And then the Investigator games, that's the Investigator games. And then Mondays is going to be where I have my own deck tech that I'll be doing. And I'm going to be streaming all of this live. Now, if things kind of continue the way they have been, I will probably try to insert another something of something else. Now, it might not be Arkham related during the week. I might try some Magic the Gathering through this. Just kind of depends. It will seem a bit odd for something called Strange Solutions to be playing Magic the Gathering, but I don't care. I just really wanted to play just do more streaming. So hopefully you do watch this on YouTube, since it didn't look like I had any live viewers, which again is fine. Hopefully next time, look forward to maybe trying to catch me live. I am going to be playing this on Sundays. I'm going to be playing this particular game on Sundays. Arkham Horror, the living card game, on Sundays. Just once again, going to be playing on Tabletop Simulator with investigators with their suggested deck from Fantasy Flight Games. My difference that I'm going to be doing from the regular Investigator games that Out of Ammo, Out of Time runs is that I am going to be pitting each class against the other investigators of that class. And then once we have a champion from each class, they'll face off against each other, etc., etc., until we have, an ultimate champion. So you'll be seeing that first scenario a lot. So just be looking forward to that again on Sundays, and then after that, Mondays is going to be a deck tech that I put together, and I'm going to be starting with Mandy through the Forgotten Age, and that I plan on starting this Monday. And my planned start time is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, so if you do want to try and catch me live, Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern is when I plan on doing this. Now, I will not have my webcam for this particular Monday, but I'm ready to get started on doing more streaming. So keep an eye out for that come Monday. But if you want to get in contact with me, the best way to get in contact with me is to message me on my YouTube channel. Of course, if you catch me live on Twitch, I will be twitching twice a week at the very least, so you can catch me there. And then other than that, I do have a Patreon if you want to support me, if you like the content that I make. A couple bucks a month or $1 a month, whatever. You can support me through Patreon as well. But other than that, as always, have a great day, and thanks for watching.